Good morning, buenos días desde San Diego, California. Y para mí es mañana, entonces por eso les estoy diciendo buenos días. It is a great pleasure, and since I am my publication from, I'm your president, Fanny Miller, for who the few that probably don't know me by now. It is really a great pleasure to be here, and I want to welcome you. I want to welcome you to our 2020 National Convention. This year, like every year, I look forward when we get together, when we greet, we make new friendships, where we catch up, our families, our businesses. And this year, technology has made it a little bit easier, faster, but it has also given us a lot of more work. But and un poquito de chisme también that we like to have every year. So 2020 convention program was developed by the NAHP convention chair, Lina Gomez from El Sol in Miami and Philadelphia. Thank you, Lina, and the other members of the board that has, put so many hours for us to be able to really get together, to catch up with our industry, what's going on, to see where we're going, and just with so much that we have been doing lately. NAHP has been working really hard, within the past 2 years, but the past few months with the pandemic has, made us speed up in a lot of, when it comes to our businesses. And this year, as you guys have the agenda in NOAH, we have, Dr. Facci, the Director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease. He'll be with us tomorrow with Doctora Elena Rios, Presidency of the National Hispanic Medical Association. They will lead a conversation, on mitigating the risk and exposure during the pandemic. And I am really honored to have both of them come in and talk to us, especially to our community. Today, later on, we have Houston. This is going to be our first session. Houston Chief of Police, Art Acevedo. He will speak to us on how the pandemic and the Black Lives Matter movement are altering the practice of relational policy. And, being in the news, we have all, participated, having our cover all the issues that have been going on and that have been happening with the Black Lives Matter movement. So he will be talking to us about that, and with a couple of our publishers. And the remainder of the program, please, look at the agenda. You will receive a link in the agenda of the day for the 5 days. Our last Friday, our last day will be to do businesses of the NAHP. And, I don't want to make it any longer, but I really want to welcome you, and I really, really appreciate your time being here and your time and your commitment to NAHP. There's a lot of work that we have to do, a lot of work that we have done, but we're really excited, and I'm really honored to be your president and to be able to help our industry move forward and to help our businesses grow. So with that, I do want to thank two of our main sponsors. First, our main sponsor is Wells Fargo, and Wells Fargo will have an opportunity to be in one of our other sessions to speak, but we really thank Wells Fargo for their donations and their participation. And, our other main, and it's, I don't think she really needs much of an introduction, but I will do her introduction. She's a great person, and that's Elia Quintanilla. Elia, Elia is really an old friend of NAHP, and it is my pleasure to introduce Elia Quintanilla. Elia is the Director of Federal Relations for the API, American Petroleum Institute. Today represents one of our two presenting sponsors, like I mentioned. Many of you know API, the American Petroleum Institute, as a trade association for more than 600 energy companies. API was one of the first corporate partners that invested heavily with NAHP and our publishers. We are now into our 6 years of working together with API. Friends like Elia make it really possible for us to be more than media partners. Friends, NAHP has invited to join, NAHP was invited to join API's Advisory Council that meets regularly with API senior leadership and executives of member companies. Elia is helping build a coalition of voices at API to help the energy industry engage with our communities. Because of Elia Quintanilla, we truly have a seat at the table. Many of you know her because of her feature. We feature her in all our publications when she joined API last year. A couple years ago, Elia joined API after serving as the Director of Corporate Development at LULAC and Vice President of Corporate Relations at ACER. Elia earned her executive MBA from UC Riverside. Elia, thank you for all that you do for our community. It is important that we have professionals like you helping companies and institutions understand and appreciate the value Hispanic represents. Thank you for being here, and we all want to congratulate you on your new baby girl, Victoria. Gracias. Elia, el piso es tuyo. ¿Cómo estás?
Muchas gracias, Fanny, y buenas tardes a todos. Basically, virtualmente en todas partes de Estados Unidos. Es un gran honor estar aquí en pantalla con ustedes y más que nada saludarles, desearles todo un éxito en lo que es el primer día de su conferencia que tenemos. Tienen bastantes, speakers que son bastantes importantes, como Fauci, Elena Ríos, y muchos más que representan, están haciendo trabajo excelente para la comunidad, ya sea en esta temporada que estamos pasando una pandemia y muchas otras cosas de nuestra comunidad. Y yo creo que el diálogo y la comunicación y el trabajo que hacen ustedes día a día con todas las comunidades es sumamente importante. Y por eso, es un honor representar aquí a American Petroleum Institute y poder decirles gran agradecimiento por todo lo que ustedes hacen. Más que nada también ha sido un partnership bastante largo de muchos años y creo que ha estado evolucionando más que nada, especialmente ahora en esta temporada que estamos con tantos dilemas en la comunidad de injusticias. Yo creo que organizaciones como ustedes es sumamente importante que nos dejen saber lo que necesitamos corregir y hacer mejor. Y con eso voy a cambiar un poquito los remarks en inglés, porque, si no voy a estar hablando un poquito pocho, aunque soy mexicana, criada en California. So, vivo ahora aquí en Washington, D.C. y como comentaste, sí, tengo una recién nacida mi hija. El año pasado, cuando fui a la conferencia de ustedes, tenía creo que apenas unos 2 meses de embarazo, así que pronto pasa el tiempo, pero aún así, aunque sea virtual o en persona, siempre es un gran placer trabajar con ustedes. Again, thank you. It's an honor to join you virtually everywhere. It's always an honor to partner with National Association of Hispanic Publishers as we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. And we kick off your virtual conference today in a very different way. Again, my name is Elia Quintana, the Director of Stakeholder Relations with American Petroleum Institute. And of course, I'd like to talk a little bit about some of the ways that our industry is creating innovative and sustainable solutions and what our natural gas and oil companies are pursuing around the country. ConocoPhillips, for example, is developing methods to recycle water used in hydraulic fracturing process by reducing water usage. ExxonMobil is having chemical engineers explore how to make advanced biofuels from algae. Not only that, but they were one of the main contributors in the main ingredient that makes hand sanitizer from their one of their communities out in Baton Rouge, which is alcohol. Shell is invested also in carbon capture technology. One of their projects has captured and stored equivalent of emissions from 250,000 cars. BP is investing $200 million in expanding global solar energy capacity, just one aspect of its 20-year involvement in renewable energy. The natural gas and oil industry is leading on climate change innovations, and we're succeeding in reducing greenhouse emissions. In addition to our research, not only we're also vested into 1.9 million new job opportunities in the oil and natural gas petrochemicals industry by 2035. The projections show that Hispanics and African American workers will fill about 38% of those jobs, 38%. All too often, communities of color are simply not aware about the nature of the business or the opportunities in this industry. They're not hearing about the job opportunities as geologists, engineers, communication professionals, environmental consultants, business analysts, computer technicians, and so many others that are part of the supply chain. That is why it's so important to partner with many organizations like National Association of Hispanic Publishers and the Black Publishers, the Society of Hispanic Engineers, the U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, just to mention a few, to be able to spread the word and be able to partner on excellent programs to be able to recruit Hispanic talent. In coordination with these organizations and many more other companies also do job fairs, educational labs, science fairs, teaching trainings, etc. It's an exciting part to be a part of America's energy industry, especially with salaries that pay nearly $50,000 more than the average jobs and a range of fulfilling jobs that are very rewarding as well. We're very committed to expanding these opportunities and building the diversity that will make our workforce even stronger. With that vision and example of leaders across our industry, I am very confident we're on the right track to inspire more and more Latinos to share their talents with our industry. We're on it, and whether it's in reducing emissions, creating job opportunities, or building the workforce of the future, we are here to create those opportunities. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the conference. Mil gracias, Fanny. Mucho éxito a todos. Y de nuevo, gracias por la oportunidad de trabajar con ustedes.
Ay, gracias, Elia. Y Elia, yo sé que lo de los trabajos es algo muy importante, ¿no? I know that the job opportunity that with your the industries that you guys represent are very important. How can the publishers and the public in itself find their reach out to it? How can we help you with that?
Well, I mean, there's right now, obviously, I'm working on a specific project on getting what is called a microsite, where we're going to be able to share. It's almost like an energy literacy website where we'll be able to share a lot of relevant issues that we're working on that are important to our communities that our publishers could share. So some of that would be like sharing on like the savings on energy, energy security, workforce opportunities, folks that are working in the industry, so that not only, like I said earlier, right now, the many reasons why many of our Latinos that may not be working in the industry is because they're not aware, or they may not necessarily have someone that has worked in the industry. And so I think that there's so many avenues. Your membership obviously represents a very wide range of states that are crucial and important to where either we do production or are heavy concentrated Hispanics. And so I think there's so many avenues on being able to work with you, but more than anything, I think spreading the word about the importance of energy, and then also the importance of coming and working for the industry as well.
And one of the things that I remember you saying in one of the presentations is that not all of them are, not all the positions are like scientists, they don't have to have, a high degree, but you have all kinds of levels of job.
Yes, I mean, anything from like welders to pipe fitters. There's programs that could be, as little as 6 months to a year, maybe only some certifications and things like that. Safety is a huge priority to the industry, which I think is also an area that, working sometimes also with labor unions that focus and work could be an entry point as well. So, I would really highly recommend, especially the publishers or some, the audience that may be hearing us, to be able to reach out to maybe even the unions that, maybe working in the industry or have, working specifically in the oil and natural gas. That would be important to partner with them.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Great. Job is what we're all looking for.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
And we do have a big audience for that. So I know we have a video
yes.
that we wanted to share, and I just really want to thank you for all your partnership that, in API and with NAHP. And I know that there's, now that we're more virtually and we're going to stay this for, we don't know how long, we'll welcome to bring you back. And so you could talk to, some of the publishers and talk a little bit more about the partnership that we have, the two organizations. Okay.
I'm on mute. And I know that my colleague Erin Padilla and also Haiti from BP will be presenting tomorrow. So really looking for, many of the publishers to learn on some of the stuff that, we're doing specifically on climate change and as we transition into new energies and stuff like that. So hopefully many of you can tune in and hear that tomorrow.
Yes, we will start. Thank you, Elia. So let's go, if we could go to the video, Calvin is our tech